It's NBA action on EA Sports. Alongside the former Chicago Bulls guard, Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. And Jay, I know this takes you back.
Ed, there's no better feeling this time of year than hearing sneakers squeak on the court and seeing guys get a good lather while they're getting ready for battle.
It's that pregame feeling, and now it's the opening tip. The Jazz begin this game with the basketball. Conley to Joe Ingles. Screen coming. Jay, we talk about it all the time. The coaches in this league, who best puts their players in a position to shine? And now I give you Quinn Snyder.
I remember Quinn Snyder, after an ugly loss to Atlanta last year, really made some changes to their system. And here's the thing I love about Quinn Snyder. He recruited me when I was 15 and 16 years old. He was an assistant coach at Duke. The way he spoke to me really got me to buy in. He taught me that it was about being part of something bigger than yourself. And when you buy into what Quinn Snyder preaches, that's how you end up beating OKC in the first round NBA playoffs.
Conley to Joe Ingles. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Down low, it's Mitchell.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Joe Ingles has a chance. No good. No daylight. Great defense.
And so much of the shot is before the shot even occurs. As a defense, make him do things
And a putback slam.
I mean, really, is it really difficult to box out these days?
Utah ball. To Joe Ingles. Conley. 5 to shoot for Utah. Mitchell.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. And he connects on the first free throw. And he hits the second.
Good shot. Good shot, bro.
No good. Made the first two, missed the last. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Can't connect from in close. Jazz have the ball. Conley. Mitchell against Paul George. Even to Zubats with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Sacrificing everything for the loose ball. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Beverly. Short jumper won't fall.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Mitchell, that no good, off the mark. The follow won't go either. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I know it can be demoralizing for a team not to see the ball go in the bucket, but now that the nightmare has stopped, it's time to pick up the energy.
Leonard to George. Here's Leonard for two. Kawhi Leonard missed his first. That one goes.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Tight space with the crossover. Trying to cash in. Count the basket.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Paul George. Down low for Leonard. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Utah's got it. Conley to Joe Ingles. Probing the defense. Beverly into the front court. Shot clock off as they look to break the tie. Conley. Mike Conley. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Deep three at the buzzer. That's the end of the quarter. The Jazz out in front. Jay, 1 quarter down. Both sides getting a feel for where this game is going.
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has a making to be a big-time game.
Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Utah with the possession. To Gobert. Off the mark. Paul George. He's 2 for 2 now. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
To Beverly. To George. Has a look. George with a shot, no good. It's Jazz ball. Conley. Sizing up the defense. Oh, straight down the middle, 4-2.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Leonard to Paul George. A drive to the basket, but the shot won't go down. The follow won't go either. Ingles, tough matchup against George. Strong finish for Paul George.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Short jumper stays out. Driving right to the basket. Short jumper won't go down.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Joe Ingles to Conley. Here's a chance from long range. Not that time. He missed it. Beverly into the front court. All tied up, 13 apiece. Has a chance. Deep two there. Won't go. The drive right to the basket. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Mike Conley has got 2 shots coming. A career 81% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Oh, makes up for the missed free throw with the putback jam.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you headhunt.
Paul George, 4 out of 7. So a tie one as we reach the break in a 1-point game. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports halftime report. The Jazz are in a close game thus far, and they've been showing off some excellent shooting, and it's ultimately points that win games. So if they can keep this up, there's a great chance they can finish with a victory. Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Utah Jazz, the Clippers aren't down by much after 2 quarters. And when the losing team is shooting this well from the field, you know you're in for a special night. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Points in the paint.
These teams decided to get physical with each other in the first half, putting an emphasis on close-range scoring. You may have heard me say it before. You need a soft touch to finish in the paint.
Player of the half. Who was cold?
Beverly hasn't put a single point on the scoreboard. There's just no way to avoid getting called out when you miss every single shot you take. He hasn't been able to get anything to drop. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Curling inside. From the outside, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Conley against Paul George. Here comes the screen. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Mike Conley, 3 for 6 now.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To George. The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter, and there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Driving right to the basket. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Donovan Mitchell, couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 66% in this contest. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Beverly into the front court. His guys down 3. To Paul George. 4-3. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Leonard. To George. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
To Gobert. Rudy Gobert. He's now 4 for 6.
This is why I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Paul George to Leonard. The drive right to the basket. Shot for Leonard, no good. No good. To Leonard. George to Leonard. Here comes the screen. Oh, he had him there for a second. Kawhi Leonard. And he's going to the free throw line.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for 2 shots. A career 84% free throw shooter. Oops, he missed the first one. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Mitchell with it up top. His guys can get it 2 for 1 if they time this out. To Gobert. Shot from the lane won't go. In a flash, scores at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Utah ball. Deep three at the buzzer. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
And hits the first free throw. Knocks down the second free throw.
It's like practice.
Takes advantage of the foul. 3 for 3 at the line. Long key from three-quarters court. That's the end of the third quarter. Jazz have the lead. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
To Joe Ingles. Layup goes down. Well done.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Beverly to Leonard. Lets it fly from long range. That's good D. Shot no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Conley to Joe Ingles. Here comes the screen. Conley shot off the mark. Beverly into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. From the painted area, won't go down. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. Conley into the front court. Leads 5. Trying to cash in. Shot for Mitchell won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Screen coming.
Hey, watch this screen now.
Paul George. With that, he's 5 for 9.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost them.
Jazz have the ball. Has a look. Conley with a shot comes up empty. To Gobert. Another shot stays out.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Conley to Joe Ingles. To Conley. Beyond the arc for three. Can't connect. It's no good. The basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
To Beverly. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Beverly. He was all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Here comes the screen. And he finishes at the rim.
For any fans out there that thought Donovan Mitchell didn't put any stock into the fact that he was not the Rookie of the Year, you are wrong. Donovan Mitchell was that type of guy that uses everything in his power to fuel him to be the best on the court each and every day. If that was a campaign he built with Adidas, rookie question mark, it doesn't matter. That perceived failure is something that will only make this kid better tomorrow.
Short jumper stays out. Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning a timeout.
And they're going to play this one out to its conclusion as we get an intentional foul. That means free throws coming up in what is a 7-point game.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
Knocks down the first.
You know that's easy. They can't guard you.
Able to convert on both free throws. Timeout called here by the Clippers. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again.
So we ask that all smoking take place in the designated areas located outside of the arena. Thank you for your cooperation.
To Leonard. Beverly. To Leonard. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
And they're going to play this one out to its conclusion as we get an intentional foul. That means free throws coming up in what is a 7-point game.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
So he hits the first, misses the second. Mitchell with the rebound. It's the Jazz who come away with the victory as they get a good win on the road. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Jazz added a win with today's solid victory. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Check out the leading scores for the Utah Jazz. The Clippers didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game stats. Player of the game.
Gobert could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose, signing out.